Okay, so here's where we left off with the last video. We were trying to store all the things in a shopping list in just this big word that had commas in it, and we saw a few problems with that. So I'm going to get rid of this part, and instead of having shopping list be just this empty word that has nothing in it, I'm going to use our new thing, which is a variable that is a list. Before I start using the list with variables, let's just see what a list is. A list can contain a bunch of different things. So for example, different words in a shopping list. So you can add as many things as you want. So oranges, peaches, candy, flower. When you click on the list, notice how it shows you all the things in the list and they're numbered and it tells you the length. So this information is stored almost like in 5 different variables, except I didn't have to create a new variable name each time. I just kind of clicked this arrow and it added something to the list. Now if I want to add something else, I just click the arrow one more time and I can keep adding and adding, and notice how it's easy to see what the length is because everything's numbered and it also says what the length is right there. So I'm going to start out, I want shopping list to start out as a list that doesn't have anything in it. So notice how when I click this to set shopping list, now shopping list, instead of having a value that was empty, it has a value that is a list. It's an empty list, it doesn't have anything in it, and its length is 0. Notice how there's a list inside of the variable shopping list. And when A is pressed, and then it asks what to add, after the person type something in, I'm going to take their answer and I'm going to add it to the shopping list. And here's how you do that. You add whatever the thing is that you want to add, so in this case, answer. And then right here is where you need to put a list. So my variable shopping list contains a list, so I can drop shopping list into here. And then when I press A, what to add? Oranges, apples, press A again, candy, A again, flower. And notice how I can just keep typing and typing and typing, and it's just going to keep adding things over and over and over again. Pasta, bananas. Right here you can't see very much of it, but if you drag here, it'll allow you to see more of this list. So you can just keep adding things over and over and over again, and this block right here takes care of adding almost like a new variable. It adds an extra item to the list, and then you can store your answer there. It also makes it really easy if you want to clear the list. So let's say you want people to be able to, they went shopping and they want to clear all these things away because they already bought them so that it's ready for new items to be added. So let's go here. I'm going to say whenever C is pressed, C for clear. Now before, if we had had all those different variables, we would have had to go through and clear every single one. But if you take a look in here, there is a delete all of a certain list. So I'm going to go to my variables and I'm going to choose the shopping list. Now whenever I press C, everything in the list gets removed. So some other things that you might want to know. So the length of a list. So after you put a length in here, whenever you click on this, it will report to you the length of that list. So it's 0 right now. If I add something to the list and I click here, then it reports to me how many things are in the list. What would be some other things that you might want to use in the list? For example, this all but the first of. So if we put shopping list in here, when you click on this reporter, let me add a few more things to the list first. Oranges, bananas. When you click on this reporter, notice that it reports to you a list that has everything except for the first item. So if you ever want to know get a list that has everything except for the first item, you can use this block right here. It's also possible for you to insert things at very specific positions. So maybe you want to insert something at a random position, or at the last position. Or maybe you want to insert something right at the beginning. The way we were doing the shopping list before, the new stuff always went down at the bottom. Maybe you want to insert something into the first location. So I'm gonna put candy there. When I click this, it should insert candy at the first position of shopping list. Right there. You should be able to choose any index that you want. So insert at 3. Notice how oranges is there right now. So let me choose something else. Flower. So insert flower at 3. Oranges is at 3 right now. So I click this and oranges moves down because now flower has been inserted right there. So explore some of these list blocks, try and figure what they all do. They're all blocks that are designed to help you to manipulate and change lists or to find out information about the lists. So you notice the command blocks are going to manipulate the list. The reporter blocks are going to tell you stuff about the list. And then there's one predicate block right here that reports true or false if a list contains a certain thing. So maybe you want to see, oh, is candy already on my shopping list? Click here, and you notice true. What about vegetables? Let's see, we have any vegetables? Click that, false. So get familiar with all of these things that a list can do and do a little bit of exploration.